No, I feel that. I feel that. So cool. So
We're about to go on sale.
I got some things to do. However,
Which means what was the detail? How it's
The registration plate that's mounted inside the unit itself.
Okay.
Usually it's actually a
Okay.
which corresponds with the titles. So those titles have to do plates.
that's what I still need a commercial.
That was just one thing I remember.
How are you?
I got never replied to the text.
Alright, this was save my.
I'm getting too old. I'm getting too old. Or something, make 10 calls before you stop calling.
Exactly.
I'm good, how are you?
Yes.
Have a 30-minute presentation ready to go.
Chris, it's in the tan.
Oh, so that's
You're way too dressed up.
Well, you know, I didn't know, I didn't figure out what I thought it was.
Me too.
That's what I wanted.
Good to see you.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Good morning, everybody. Let's go ahead and get started.
So I would do it, I was doing it with you.
Rob?
Let's get started, people.
All right, somebody give me some good news. Good news. I like good news back there. Start with there.
My little sister was accepted to go study abroad in Italy. So I've been raising her since I was 18, so it's good to get her out of the house now and I can do my own life.
I love that. Good news. I like that. Give me some other good news. Is anyone here for the first time? Anybody here for the first time? All right, introduce yourself. Come on.
Good morning, my name is David Safe. I am studying for my life. I just left a 41-year career with CVS. I'm a pharmacist also, if you have any questions. See me privately. But I have family with Keller Williams, and I was very interested, and this has been something I've wanted to get involved in, so.
It's your aunt, right?
Excuse me?
She's your aunt, is that right?
My aunt and my uncle, yeah.
That's right, and she's not just Keller Williams, she is like a major player in Keller Williams, I mean, she's like a major player. She is the regional director, the regional owner in which region?
New England.
New England, exactly right, yes, so major player. Today, we're glad to have you here this morning, that's absolutely great. Anybody else have good news? Yes, sir, good morning.
Good morning. Yeah, my grandson got a full ride to go to Thane College to play baseball.
Wow, let's see if I can. Anybody else they want to say? You want to introduce anybody here for the very first time?
Yes, we have Allie here for the very first time, who's really thrilled apparently that I'm doing that, but Allie just joined our team. She joined our team, she started taking leads on Friday afternoon, she got, I think her first lead on Sunday, showed them a property, and now they're countering, because she wrote an offer yesterday.
All right.
Anybody else? Anything they want to share?
Well, my daughter's leaving Friday for 3 weeks in France on a study abroad. At Cannes, at the film festival and stuff.
I thought going abroad meant you went to Lower Alabama.
I know.
My daughter's studying abroad in Kennesaw.
And when we were at college, we studied abroad.
I know, that's exactly right. I wasn't gonna go there, but
Well, I'm not go there. I can do this. Anything we need to share this morning, guys? Is that all? Wait, let us move on. And we have a caravan, Missy here. Oh, good. Come on, Missy.
Hey, I'd love to encourage y'all to come to my caravan today anyway. It's a really cool property. It's 9,200 square feet, 6 bedrooms, 6 baths, master on the main, a beautiful pool on the main level, right off the kitchen. That's where everyone entertains, the kitchen, the pool. It is truly an entertaining home. The basement is like no other basement I've ever seen.
Basement or is it?
Terrace level.
Terrace, thank you.
Terrace level is like this amazing entertainment place. And it's 100% new in the last 2 years. So it needs a little cosmetic work, but like in bathrooms, things like that, but nothing major. But they've done a ton of work to it already, and I think y'all should come see it. I would love your feedback.
Cool. Great, thank you, Missy. All right. Please welcome, say this is our partners. Who's up first? Lon's supposed to be here. Lon is not here. So, who's up next?
But we do have mid-year change CE class, June 13th. Put it on your calendar.
To put on your calendar, GR changes. What is constant about that? That GR is always doing what? Making changes, exactly right. That's why people give me contract questions. I give you the contract, I don't know what it says in there. All right, cool? All right, sponsor.
Partner, who's up?
Technically, it's your turn, Reed.
You know what, if you want to go ahead, I mean, you weren't,
If it's your day, you go ahead.
okay.
All right, come on.
All right, well, good. I'm Reed Clark with Silverton Mortgage. Hey, everybody. Yeah, we are a lively bunch. And there's Heather, and Danielle is on the way. She's not quite here yet. And this actually, this is a flower arrangement that I'm going to give away. Now, my daughter has a floral business. It's called Hawk Hill Flowers. And you guys need to follow her on Instagram and Facebook and all that stuff. And she does fantastic work. Would you agree? So we're gonna give this away. And actually, Mr. Alexander had ordered flowers from her for our operating partner.
Gene Long, that's right. She loved them. She used the word whimsical.
Whimsical. Y'all have any more adjectives?
Vibrant.
Vibrant, I like that. All right, so who has a birthday in June?
Oh.
Raise them high.
Raise them high, there you go. And we won't ask what number birthday they are, we're not gonna say that, but what day of the month?
6.
Ooh, that's good.
23rd.
I believe it's uses. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Just a little bit about home financing. Guys, if I were you, as much as possible, I would not get too caught up about trying to speculate what interest rates are gonna do, because I think it is pure speculation. We were in this room a year and a half ago, and we were watching a video, and they were saying definitely rates were gonna be down in the 5s, and this, that, and the other. And here, guys, you know what? Rates are what they are, right? They're what they are today. And the whole conversation that many of us love to have about my first house was 8.75. And somebody in this room right now could raise their hand and go, "Ha, mine was 13. I knew it. But I can tell you something. A borrower right now does not give a rat's you know what your interest rate was.
No.
And so really, we gotta focus on why do you need to move? Why do you want to move? What's your motivation? What happens if you don't make this move, right? What are the consequences? Like, if you're in the same position you're in a year from now that you're in now, what does that look like? And for some people, it might be, I'm fine. But for some people, it's going to be inconvenient, and it's not going to work for them. And the issue is, what's the monthly payment? I mean, can they afford the monthly payment, even if it's a little bit of a stretch? And I can tell you, if you look at a 3.5% to 4% appreciation rate on a $400,000 house, and the equity that would have been gained in 5 years, it's mind-boggling. I actually have it up on my computer over there, and I can't remember what it was. But it was like $60,000, $70,000 in the next 5 years at 3.5% appreciation. Now, what do you think appreciation may be over the next few years here? what affects appreciation? What are the main elements that affect the appreciation, the increase in values of homes?
Inventory.
Supply and demand. Okay, somebody said inventory. Supply and demand. If I am a dairy farmer and I have 10 gallons of milk and there are 1,000 people at my gate waiting and need to buy milk, I can charge whatever I want to for it, right? But if there's one guy out there who doesn't really even like milk and he's lactose intolerant, I'm gonna have to cut the price. If you look at what's going on in our real estate market, supply and demand is out of whack. There are a lot of people who wanna buy, there's not that many homes for sale. Cannot see prices not going up unless there's some big event that nobody can foresee anyway, and you don't make plans based on maybes. So, that's what I would say, guys. That's your conversation, or the gist of your conversation with most folks. It's talking. There's Danielle. Go ahead and say, hey, Danielle.
Hey,
Hey.
What is this, the third week in a row that we're up?
Uh-oh. Hunter was very generous. But anyway, guys, we appreciate you. You're a huge part of our business, and if there's anything at all we can do to help
Yeah,
you.
I want you to quick go over that site you talked about this morning, very quickly.
Yeah, it's the Georgia State County Clerks Cooperative Association, GSCCCA. We've mentioned it in here before. You can go there and sign up for alerts, and you put your name in and various permutations of your name. For example, if you, some of you ladies may have a maiden name, you can put it in there, and if there's any recording of legal action in the state of Georgia, it will show up on here. So this morning, the GSCCA.
3 Cs.
Yeah, County Clerk Cooperative Association, it's probably, actually, I have it's over there too. So, like this morning, I got a notification that somebody named Jack Clark, now you didn't know, that was, some of you did, that's my first name, that Jack Clark had, a legal document recorded in Oklahoma County. And I thought, man, that's cool, maybe I've got some property down there I didn't know about. It turned out it was a FIFA. Which if anybody knows what a FIFA is, that's not good, that's actually a lien. So it wasn't me, it was somebody else. But the reason this is important is because there are people who can hijack the title on your house. They can go put a lien on your house, they could theoretically sell your house. So it's good for you to know. So I would encourage you guys to go to the GSCCA.gov website and sign up for the notifications.
Cool. Just price of entry.
There you go. All right. Thanks, guys. Have a great day.
My hand, guys. Store Square, come on. And open square, please.
Good morning. My name is Jacob Thompson with Store Square. I recognize most of you, so I'd like to run your room. I appreciate that. But for the new people, I'll give you the whole sales pitch real quick because it's not very long. Store Square is a portable storage container business. So we use our containers, which are on the back of your sheet there, all the different sizes. We use them to move your clients around town and around the country now, because we're getting set up to facilitate long distance moves. We actually just delivered our first container in Charlotte, North Carolina yesterday.
Wow.
So, big exciting things happening for Store Square, but the sheet I handed out, basically those first 6 things are the different use cases, most common use cases that you or your client might have where they might need a container. So whether it's moving to a new home, they're building, they need to stage or declutter their home before they sell it. If they're redoing the basement and they need the contents of the home to get out of the way so that the contractor can come in and do their work, or they just need storage, whatever the situation is, we have the right size container and we have the best container available for your client. So I gave myself a little cheat sheet here so I don't forget about this. The one I always try to bring up with realtors especially is the pre-listing declutter. So you get a nice listing, beautiful home, and it's full of the current homeowner's personal effects, whether they're hoarders or not. It's a cluttered home. It doesn't show as well with all the items, and it might not be up to date. It might not be just the right situation for whatever furniture they might have. we can get those contents out of the home and put in a container, and then that container can disappear until the home sells and their new home is ready, and we can just take it right to the new house. We also, I briefly touched on, we are now set up for local and regional relocations. So really anywhere in the southeast, we can handle no problem. And then we're actually headed to Maine here in a couple of weeks for a client. So that'll be our furthest trip ever, but we're set up and ready to tackle it. And then one of the things that I tend to lose business because people don't know the answer to this question is whether or not using a portable storage container is a white glove, full service move, or is it a DIY option? Is it the cheapest possible thing, or is it the most convenient possible thing? And the answer to that question is, it's up to you, it's up to the client. So we can pair the container with labor so that the homeowner doesn't have to touch a single thing. They can say, put it in the container, take it apart, pack it for me. We get to the new house, they say, here's where I want it, put it there, put it there. That is an option. Or if they're like, hey, I gotta save these $5, I'm gonna pay my friends in pizza and beer. That's how I've always moved, that's how I'm always gonna do it. We can do that too. So that's really up to the client. And then the last thing I wanted to make sure I brought up is we still have our realtor referral discount. It's not a QR code, it's not a special promo that expires in 20 minutes. It's just, you have your client say your name when they call in, you know, hey, Susan sent me, she said, you take care of me. Absolutely, we know Susan, we love Susan, here you go. We take $20 off the rental rate for the lifetime of the rental, so that they know, one, they're getting the best price, and two, that this is a warm referral, we know each other, we trust each other, and we're gonna give them the best possible service. Yes, ma'am, questions?
Are the rates that you have on there, one with labor, one without?
No, so the pricing is what it costs if it stays at the client's house or if it comes back to our place. So we do charge a premium if it's coming off-site, just because there's more involved in that.
And then do you do an on-site quote to be able to determine the labor that's involved if they do work less?
So I refer that out to a few different people and then have them do that specifically. And then I also have that referral double check the right container size while they're there. So it's kind of killing two birds with one stone. One, they get a quote for the pricing. Two, we get validation on, okay, I need a 20-footer or I need 2 16s or whatever size containers they might need. Sure. Any other questions from anybody?
Okay, thank you for a great breakfast. There's breakfast in there.
The key is the Panera on Chastain.
You told me that.
Is the way to go. So, yes, I've learned the hard way. But my phone number is at the bottom of that page.
That sound a release. Carrie did want me to say, and I know Kimberly's got this scrolling on here, but she did want me to remind you guys, next Thursday, June 13th, you know Cheryl King, y'all know Cheryl, she's probably a preeminent teacher in the state of Georgia. But she'll be here from our firm from 1 to 4 o'clock for a mid-year guard change class that she teaches. And you know, those are very informative. She does a really good job, and Carrie said that there's actually some substantive stuff in here that you need to know. Yes, ma'am, Arthur?
Is it CE grade?
Yes, it is.
Yes.
Perfect.
There you go. That's always important. Thank you for asking me. Yeah. Other than that, guys, thank y'all. We had another great laugh. Y'all are out working because the Monday reports that I received and the one I got yesterday was up about 18%. And all that it measures is purchases, not new construction, just resale purchases in the geographic area. So we appreciate y'all, and you know where we are. Always call us if you need anything. Anybody have a question about anything? I'm gonna go tackle the problem at 10 o'clock here. Y'all take care. Thank you.
On Y4C2Ts, let's see, who am I going to ask today? Let's see. Jamie, which one is your favorite one of the Y4C2Ts?
I'm sorry, I don't have a good view from here when I have my glasses on.
Can you see?
I can see. I'm gonna go with teamwork.
Tell us why teamwork, Annie.
I have found that I need, and Beth and Russell can attest to this, I need to have people around me that are supportive and that are, know so much more than me that I can lean into, as, I kind of find my way, through this industry. So it's so important for me to be able to help people. I'm finding I know very little.
Me too. Okay, that's good. Guys, I love teamwork, and guys, when you have that person over there, if you become counterproductive and y'all get into a fist-to-fist type deal, guys, it's never gonna work out good for either one of you guys. So teamwork is great. I love that. GPS class, just remember, Arthurine does this every Friday. Guys, if you don't know where you're going, this is how you can figure it out by jumping on this class. Thank you, Arthurine. 2001 exhibits with Sherry Rispey. She's going to do this tomorrow, June 5th, 11 to 12. You need to come do this so you can figure out what's going on, what the exhibits are. 201 exhibits with Sherry. Paige Morgan, guys, I got to try to keep see. Paige Morgan, guys, who is a great teacher. She's going to come share with us farming neighborhoods. Guys, if you're not farming a neighborhood, you're missing one of your best ways of business. That doesn't come quickly or easily, but she's going to share with you how she farms neighborhood, how she now dominates Indian Hills.
Lessons learned is that.
Okay. All right. Cool.
I didn't say earlier.
No, it's all good. All right. Hello, everybody. Jalen Walker, the assistant team leader. I hope everybody's having a marvelous day. For lessons learned, I want to give a preview to what you can expect in the contract changes class. I was looking at the GAR document, and one of the first changes is something that is going to impact when you write an offer for your buyers. So now there is a change that the holder of the earnest money will choose the form that it is accepted. So where that will create a change is if you're submitting an offer where you're submitting the earnest money with that offer, you will need to verify with the holder what form of payment they would like, whether they want check, ACH, or anything like that. So that's a difference where you would go in and check that box, or you're submitting a check, or you're submitting an ACH. Now the holder of the earnest money, and it's in section A7 and B6, they are now going to be selecting what's the form of payment your buyer will be submitting the earnest money. Yes.
So if it is Keller Williams, if we're the buyer's agent, and we're probably, I don't know what the percentage is that we hold earnest money for buyer's contracts, 85% maybe, 90%?
At least.
Okay. So can we just come to an agreement as an office that it's ACH or check, and it's whatever box we check? I mean, Do we need to do that contract by contract?
Yeah. I don't think we can, auto-populate the field, but I mean, I'll talk to Sherry and to Melissa about it, we'll come up with an answer. Great question, though.
So they're bringing those check boxes back because they used to be there, and I noticed they're not there now since the last change, correct?
Right.
So now you're saying they're bringing them back.
So that is something that you will be able to have verified within the class, but in the document that states what the changes are, it states that the holder is now going to be giving you how they want to receive the money. So say for instance, you have an attorney holding it, you'll need to reach out to that attorney to figure out how they would want to receive the earnest money. It says, and I'm surprised by the verbiage there, like most contracts, people pay the earnest money after it's went down, and so it is a little bit loose there, but essentially what it's suggesting is if you're saying you're gonna have it submitted within 3 days, making sure that's business days where you can contact the holders to verify how they would want to receive the payment. Or if it's the office, we are gonna have a general method of how we will be accepting earnest money. But that's the first thing in the document when they go over the revised changes for this mid-year.
We'll make sure you're clear on you guys, I promise you.
Yep. And now something fun. So we are going to be doing a recruitment contest this month. We want to increase engagement and we want to increase profit share for our agents. If someone was to guess how much the office paid out in profit share last month, what would be your guess?
30,000.
More.
Cool.
50,000. We paid over $50,000 in profit share, and that went to our office and to our agents' to agents in our office. And so, what we're going to be doing this June, we're going to have a recruitment contest. Is to increase engagement and appointments for the office. And so, our goal is going to be 20 agents joining this month. So 20 gross agents. Our highest ever is 17. We did that in 2021. Last month, we did 12 with no contest. 20 is possible. It is very much possible, but we need you to be able to get it done. And the second goal of the contest is going to have 40 appointments that comes through agent referrals. With that, how you'll be able to submit your agent referrals, any agent referrals that you have, you can connect them with myself or with Jim. You can text us and put us in a group chat, or you can email us and share their information. How points will work with the qualification, there's R1 and R2 appointments. R1 is a newer agent, someone with less than 1.8 million in production in the last 12 months. If we set up an R1 appointment, that's gonna be 1 point for the contest. If we set up an R2 appointment, that's somebody that is 1.8 million or above in the last 12 months. That's gonna be 2 points for the contest. And if the agent joins the office, that's gonna be a bonus point. We are going to have weekly updates. In the sales meeting, I'll be tracking and giving you weekly updates. And at the end of the month, we're also gonna have a Wealth Builders call night where we're gonna have a night in this room where if you would like to join, we're gonna be calling and reaching out as a team. We're gonna have scripts to be able to reach out to agents in the market center to set up appointments and help you to build your profit share. For tracking, I'll have a Google sheet and there will be a leaderboard posted in the workroom. The fun stuff, what's the rewards? Why am I doing this? First place will receive 1 month's office bill covered. Second place will be a gift valued at $75. Third place will be a gift valued at $50. The tiebreaker, if there is one, will go to who provided the most leads. And for the office, if we reach 40 appointments, we will have a happy hour. And if we reach 20 agents join, if you ever asked yourself, what does Jalen and Michael Jordan have in common? I'm gonna let Jim shave me bald. So if you ever wanted to see me bald, if we reach 20, that is what we are going to do. So we just wanna be able to have a little bit of fun.
That's a great look.
Reed approves, few more people approve. But this is something where we wanna have our best month ever, and it's possible. And I know that we can do it. And so if you have any questions, if you need my contact information, Jim's contact information, we want to ramp up this office and be the most the best recruiting office within the Rawls Group. And so I appreciate you all, and let's have some fun. I'm looking forward to getting that haircut.
Why do you think we want to have a contest like that? Our ultimate goal is we want you to have profit share. Because guys, if you want to retire one of these days, if you think you're going to retire with the federal government taking care of you, you need to see a psychologist or a psychiatrist, because they're not going to be able to do that. So guys, you need to have at least 5 to 6 streams of income when you retire, because without that, you cannot retire. So this can be one of those streams of income, guys. And last year, across the United States, we profit share with our agents $146 million. So guys, it's not a little bit of money. There are a lot of people that get $1 million a year on that, like McKissick's guys. So guys, please work on this, guys, because they want to be here. First closings. Wade Divers, he here is Wade here. Let's give him a hand. Way to go, Wade. Well, she got a payday also. June comes out here, okay? April Cappers. So why do you think I'm so passionate? Because the actual week was last week for students, but I asked if we could move it this week because I love to do this. Why do I love to do this so much? What happens when you cap? Shelley, what happens when you cap? You know, to pick on UGK, you know that, right? He's like, what happens when you cap, Shelley?
I'm done paying for the year.
Huh?
That's when after I capped, I'm done paying.
Exactly right, Jay. So guys, after you cap, you get 100%. There's an agent who joined us named Janice Everbeck, and last year she was at Atlanta Fine Homes. She paid them for her portion of the company dollars. She paid them $118,000, maybe $120,000. And she said, Jim, I could have given that $100,000 to my favorite charity and done better. So guys, people pay a lot out there, and so guys, when you cap, it means that you get 100% for the rest of your of that year for you. So all right, April cappers are number 1. Megan, way to go, Megan. Megan here. Way to go, Megan. Teresa and John Gale. Yeah, let's give them a hand. Yeah, John, okay? Amy Bradley, is Amy here? Let's give Amy a hand. Come on, Amy. Congratulations. Stephanie King, and she's involved in a wedding this week, and her daughter's getting married, so way to go, Steph. Let's give her a hand. Marjorie Cedar capping one more time. Way to go, Marjorie. Hey! All right, Marjorie. Donna Churchill, is she here? Donna, come on up, Donna. Let's give her a hand, guys. Nina Corrier, let's give up Nina a hand. Capping again. I do that 100%. Kenna Dawes, capping one more time. Let's give her a hand. Kenna's got a hand. Way to go, Kenna. Peggy Desidero. Who knows who Peggy is? How long has she been here? Tell me who Peggy is. Arthur?
I'm one of the partners of this office.
She's one of the ones that helped start this office. She's been here for 20 years, maybe, whatever it is. Okay. She helped start this office. So way to go, Peggy. Let's give Peggy a big hand. Thank you, guys. And Barbara Dornbush, you hear Barbara? Let's give Barbara a hand. John Ellinger, also one of our cappers, has been many times. His daughter's with him in the business right now. Let's give John a hand. Way to go, John. John Ellinger. We love John. Mason and Chrissy, they're actually in Hawaii right now. Let's give them a hand. Way to go, Mason. Hey, Chrissy. Lauren Hamilton, let's give Lauren a hand. All these people on vacation.
Crazy.
I'm feeling bad for me.
Christy.
Okay, exactly. Christy Hyde, she also is out of town. Let's give her a hand. One more time. Taylor Ingram, way to go, Taylor. Who knows Taylor initially? What is Taylor? You won her job, what, several years ago? Is it like that? Previous job?
Police officer, like a
Atlanta
detective.
police officer.
Yeah.
Atlanta police officer. Yeah, I will listen to her. She talked to me. Yes, ma'am, Taylor. Congratulations, Taylor. We love you, girl. All right, next, Jennifer Kinslow. Let's give Jennifer a hand. We love you, Jennifer. Cool. Brad Martin capping one more time. Let's go, Brad. All right. Julie Robinson capping one more time. She's been here for a long time also. All right. Karen Sharpless. Congratulations. And Karen, how many years have you been here?
2011.
11?
15. Just celebrate, yeah, well, 10 years, 2014.
10 years.
10 years in this
Let's give
office.
it 10 years. Mandy, let's give Mandy a hand. Happy birthday up there. Where's your Mandy? That's one. Well, there's one of the slides there like that. All right, guys, so, you all know that, in January this year, Rob decided to step back into production. And, who in this room did Rob coach or affect in their lives? A couple of them, hold your hands up, okay? Me too. And so I thought, oh, big boy, we're gonna see if you can put your money in your mouth, because it's one thing for me to tell you what to do. It's another thing for me to actually get out there and do it. So, would you all consider this market to be an easy market, tough market, challenge market? How would you describe this market right now? Beth, how would you describe this market?
Challenging.
Huh?
Challenging.
Why is it challenging?
Because, well, I'm speaking from our team where majority of our agents came in 2021, 2022. So they came in a totally different market, so they're challenged with this new market.
Okay.
Totally different way of doing business than it was 2 years ago.
Tell me what's different about it.
2 years ago, it was a lot more quote-unquote order taking, the stress of multiple offers, of, you know, going well above asking price and coming to the table with lots of extra cash. And now we're dealing with buyers that are a little more hesitant, takes more time, more nurturing, and just kind of coaching them through the process.
All right, so during the order taking years, and I've heard that phrase a lot from me, we were that year the most productive office for Keller Williams in Atlanta. Okay, what percentage of our agents capped that year? What percentage of our agents capped? And we're talking about the best office in the city. 30%. 31% actually. And we were the highest percentage of cappers in the Ross Group. Which means, guys, 70% of our people did not even make 1.7 million in sales. So I hear order taking, but still we did not have a huge amount of cappers, which just is of interest. So, and year to date, who do you think in all of Keller Williams in Atlanta has taken the most listings year to date? Which office do you think?
I'm gonna go with Keller Williams.
Keller Williams Atlanta North. We've taken the most listings. Last year, the whole year, we took more listings in our office taken. Why did we do that? Our offering left. Why did we do that? How do we do that? What you focus on?
Expand.
Expand. We have listing contests. Year to date, who has closed the most units in the city of Atlanta from Keller Williams? Keller Williams Atlanta North. A lot to do with people in this room right now. So when Rob came to me, and I was not happy with him when he did this, he came to me and said, Jim, I'm gonna jump back in production. I've got older parents to take care of. And I said, well, great, good for you. Good luck. And so Rob, tell us a little bit about how you see the market right now.
I keep my blinders on. You know, I started with Michael and Shelley in 2017, and it was good, right? And then 2020 came, and as we say, we were taking orders, and it was a cursing and a blessing at the same time because we were running ragged. And it was a good market. I mean, everyone talks now, oh, this is a tough market, this and that and everything, and I just stay right here. Do you have a need to buy or sell, and what's your motivation? That's the only thing I talk about, is what's your motivation. Because if they don't have motivation, when you get through writing a contract, that's the easy part, right? Where the rubber meets the road is contract close, where you get to really find out if their motivation is an 8 or greater, right? Because if it's not, stupid board on a deck, no deal, if they're not motivated.
1984, I got in real estate, most of y'all were not around. I accept that, I'm okay with that. But guys, it was 14.5% interest rates, highest cost of living in a long time. So buying a house back then was hard. You know what the problem was? No one told me that. So I just sold real estate. So no one told me that. So that's just, you know, sometimes it's what between your ears, they cause you not to do well in business. So Rod, you decided to jump back into business.
It was a big decision because really for 2.5 years, I mean, Shelley was, you know, we sent out HomeBot or whatever. That was my only touch to my database. 1 or 2 emails. I don't even know what the emails say, right? So, and my database wasn't that great because we went through a transition and we were like, I don't know if I had all my clients in there or not, we hope we did, but, so it was a big decision because I was like, man, after 2.5 years, right? How many realtors live on your street, right, in your neighborhood, right? So that everyone has somebody. And here I am starting over at 57 and I'm like, all right, so the same thing that I preached to everybody in here that I talked to and coached and everything, there is no silver bullet. I didn't go out and buy leads, okay? I took my database, I've been touching it pretty aggressively. But all of my business, I think by the end of this month, it'll be 10 deals since really March 1st, right? And they're from everywhere. They're from, I got new glasses. And the lady goes, do you have eye insurance? And I laughed at her. I've been going to her for a while. She goes, what are you laughing? I'm like, do you know any realtor in the United States that has a health plan that has eye insurance, right? And she goes, oh, yeah. Oh, my son's gonna be moving here. Boom. I'm like, let's call him. She's like, no, let's not now. I'm like, well, if I start talking to him, you guys live over in Beaufort and everything, if I start talking, he might find a house right over here, not near you. She called him right there, right? So I got that deal. You know, so I call expired and withdrawals in the morning. They're a lot harder now than it used to be. Michael and I used to sit in the basement and everyone was like, what are you guys doing down there? And we just made phone calls, right? We had a lot more to call, and we were calling the same people, right? Karen and I had a list of 25 people to call. I'm calling the same people Karen's calling, right? And here's what we found out. They either click with you on the phone, or they're gonna click with Karen on the phone. It doesn't matter, right? It's very rare where we both get an appointment with the same person. And if we did, we went together, right? So I do that in the morning, and then I'm doing open houses, right? So no one's good enough not to do an open house. So I do those. For the first time ever, I door knock. Can't believe I'm door knocking. But you know what? Got a deal out of it. I got another call while I was on vacation on Sunday. Guy who was walking the street, walking his dog. Of course, I talked to everybody, right? Everybody. He texts me and his parents in New Hampshire want to sell a 25-acre farm that they have and they want to move here. Hey, can I help them with an agent? Yeah, that's what I specialize in. I gotta find an agent there, but So I am fully engaged all the time, and I don't know where my next deal is coming from. I've had some off market, I've had new construction, right? And your regular sellers and buyers. So, when Jim asked me, I said, Jim, you know what I'm gonna say. And he's like, I know, and Authorine was sitting next to me, she says, I have to leave, I really wanted to hear you. I'm like, you don't have to hear me. I'm gonna tell you exactly what it is that I do. And it came from, people say, oh, you used to be in the mortgage business, so you're really good with the loan side and everything like that. I can talk it and talk them down and understand where they're at, but it all comes down to their motivation and just doing the work, right? Went on vacation, I left last Friday, I was gone for a week.
Wait, stop. Would you call it a vacation?
It was not a vacation, although I was on a cruise and I did a lot of eating, okay? But my in-laws moved here from Arizona and my father-in-law went blind and we've been taking care of them. And they love cruising, they wanted to go on one last cruise, so we went with them. And it was more babysitting than cruising. But that's where we needed to be. I had my favorite golf trip with, you guys know, with Mike Madden and the Madden guys back in California that I go every year, didn't go on that. My brother and a bunch of guys went to Ireland on the Saturday I returned. I said no to that because I can't be gone from my business for 2 weeks. So on Friday, what happens? What's the best thing for your business?
To go on
hands down?
vacation. To go on vacation.
Yeah, and
Always.
I would fight that, and you know, Michael and Shelley would be like, you need to take a vacation. I'm like, I can't. They're like, book a vacation. And it was part of our goals every year, and it's still part of my goals now. Book a vacation. 2 deals on Friday. Unbelievable. One's gonna be a listing, and one was a buyer. Right?
My son makes fun of me when he's like, if you're slow, which I'm not, but he said, let's go on vacation.
Go on vacation, right?
Happens every time.
And, you know, today's Y4C2C is, we talked about teamwork. You know, I had someone that took care of my stuff while I was away and did a phenomenal job, top level, right? So you can go. So if you don't have a vacation booked, book it. You don't even have to have the money for it. Just book it. It'll happen. And it doesn't matter when. If you're brand new in the business, go on vacation. My first week in the business, where I knew enough, but I didn't know a lot. I didn't know how to use .loop or anything. Michael and Shelley, they go every year to Maine, right? They go to Maine, and back at 17, wherever they go, it's like there must be a bubble over it because the phone service is horrible. And I'm trying to do my first deal. You know, you've all come to my office before on your first deal, and you don't know what you're doing, right? I didn't know what I was doing. Got through it, but we had a good transaction manager at the time, and if I could leave you guys with 2 things. One, you chose to go to, hear this. You chose to go to work in real estate. Work in real estate. They asked me 4-letter word. I can't tell you how many times I would sit in the office and interview people to come here and they go, oh, this is great. You know, I get to control my time and everything. And without being mean, I just wanted to laugh right in their face. Like, time. I work 7 days a week. You know, I make it a point where 1 or 2 days a week, I go to the drive. Everyone thinks I go play golf all the time. I don't. You know, I go to the drive. Today's my day. I'm going to go to the driving range, right? And I will play 1 day this week, right? During the week, so I can do an open house or something on the weekend. And yeah, you don't have your time, but you get paid very well for the time that you work. So if you're looking to be in real estate, be on vacation.
It's not logical to go on vacation the whole time, I get that. So if I'm sitting there and thinking, okay, now I haven't closed 10 deals this year. So if I want to get started, sort of tell us, so the first day that you're sitting down and you're no longer a member of the staff, you're sitting down, what did you focus on that very first day? You remember? It was 90 days ago.
Yeah, I was here at 7:30 in the morning, right?
You show up.
And I went and bought Mojo, right? Like, I'm the only breadwinner in my family, just so you know. I'm not independently wealthy or anything, right? And so I was spending money before I was making money. I got here at 7:30 in the morning.
Stop what Mojo is.
Mojo is a dialer, right? You can have a single dialer or triple dialer, so I call 3 people at once. So I would circle prospect.
Make sure that's what that means. What does it mean?
Circle prospect is, I put a dot, let's just use Indian Hills. I put a dot in the middle of Indian Hills, I draw a circle around it in the system, and it gives me all the phone numbers. And I hit dial, and I sit there like this. Until someone says, hello, and then game on, right? So I have a script. I've been doing this a long time, I'm really good on the phones, but you know what I have in front of me when I'm doing it? A script. And I have conversation. And my goal is to have a conversation that could lead to a real estate conversation. I tell them why I'm calling about real estate, and I get off that as fast as I can and get into that, right? And these are straight robo-dial, you know, calls. I don't know any, most of my clients, I never knew before. Closing one today that was from those calls back in February. And he's buying an investment property and they're gonna be selling their house, which is $800,000. Oh, Rob, you're so lucky.
I wouldn't say that to his face if I were you, I wouldn't do anything to punch you.
But I will say, Shelley Berner, she's in an office right near mine, and she always comes in, how'd you do this morning, you know, because she has Mojo as well, and so, but that's just one thing. So I've got stuff from Mojo, I got it from Expire Withdrawals, I got it from getting my eyeglasses, right? And then a couple of past clients, right? And there's more coming. But there's no, like, I did have a Zillow, right? And I had that, and it was great, right? I don't have that. So, what do? You go to work.
Can I just say something about Rob? So Rob will be the perfect example for he has his why in front of him. He doesn't even need to have it on the wall like I do, but he has, you can talk to him and you can feel he has his why. So kudos for you.
Well, two reasons for that. One, I'm the only breadwinner in the house. Two, I'll tell you a quick story. I know we're talking about it, you got time. So, and Shelley will get this. So, Michael Cheever, y'all know Michael Cheever, right? So, when I say like a guy in a gerbil trail just running on it, he didn't even know where he's going. He's just running. It just keeps going, right? I mean, at a level like from 1 to 10, it's probably at 12, right? Most people can't get to 10. And I was running with him, right? And I didn't know any different. I was like, God, it's crazy. And he comes from a big family. With 6, 7, right? All boys, one girl. And I'm talking to his one brother. And he's like, Rob, you sound exhausted. I'm like, dude, I mean, I'm keeping up with your brother, I'm trying to do all this and everything. He goes, I'll never forget, Lenny goes, Rob, stop. I'm like, what? He goes, no, that's not humanly impossible. He is made so different, right? At that level, I mean, to play in the NFL and do all that, right? But that's what it's the people you're around, right? So I just learned to just go. Am I going at the same speed that he was and we were then? No, right? But I'm very specific on what I do and how I do it. And I don't know, I mean, we go from hero to 0 12 times a year. Right? You can be all that in a bag of chips, but I got one closing today, I'm like, oh, where's my next one coming from? Right? But I got a new construction that's coming, so that's it.
So Rob, what are your, so if I would say, what are your top 3 places that you find new business? Your auto dollar would be number 1?
No.
What would be number 1?
Open house.
Yeah, open house. I just picked up.
Say it one more time.
Open house.
Like, just for me, okay, who here has done an open house in the past month? every hand should go up in here, guys. Every hand should go up in here, because that is an easy place. That's what I did every single Sunday, at least 2 on Sunday.
So my first month, I think I did 7 open houses, okay? I got nothing from a few of them. Like the first 4, zip, right? So, what do?
More,
Right, what do most people do?
none.
None.
They'll do one, only 3 people came through and everything, get over yourself.
I just wanna add something, I
Sure.
don't think you get nothing, because at least people come in, you get script practice
True.
with actual people, you can ask them for referrals, and sometimes you don't know, people are shopping for their own agent, and they're just coming to meet you to
You-
see
you
how to
just said that.
represent another agent.
Correct.
'Cause when you go to all these
But
open
you're looking
houses-
for, and this is what society is, and this is what social media is, you want instant gratification. Well, in real estate, it's 30 days, maybe 15 days, right, to get your instant gratification, and the shorter you do it, that gratification is painful, because I'm going through it right now.
Right,
So,
open houses?
open houses, Mojo, and expired, I keep them the same, because that's me on the phone. And how many hours do you guys think I'm on the phone?
3.
3 hours.
3 a day.
3 a day.
2 a day. 1 a day.
It's about an
Hour and a half.
About an hour. Okay? But when I say it's an hour, I go until I get somebody that says at some point they wanna buy or sell within the next 12 to 24 months. That's like the Super Bowl for me, right? Cause then they get to get in my database, and then I start touching them, right? But that's, if I get one of those people a day, it's 5 a week, that's 20 a month, right? Just do the number, it's a long-term game. I mean, the people, what's the longest someone went, I went 4 years with someone before they bought and sold. My first listing appointment ever. It took 4 years. So I just wanna add people, just add to the bucket and something pops out, like, whoa. Okay. And then the third thing would be me. I have conversations with people all the time, and they turn into real estate conversations. If I'm at Kohl's buying a bathing suit to go on a trip, right? I had a conversation with a lady there, right? If I'm at Whole Foods, I don't care where I am at, the QT and the racetrack, I own them. I'm there all the time, right? And I'm talking to people, handing a card out, right? I don't know when that's gonna come back, but it's gonna come back as they see me over and over and over. At the gym. My kids, they're in their 20s now, but they're just like, here he goes. That's exactly what mine do. Yeah, I was on the cruise, right? People from all over the country cruising. I'm having real estate conversations. I met an agent from Fort Walton Beach, right? So now I've got a referral source there.
So my nephew was with Keller Williams in Northern Virginia last year. He closed either 6 or 7 deals. He couldn't make it happen last year. The second deal couldn't make it happen. This year, he's closed 22. 22 deals per day because he kept doing the activity every single day. He kept thinking, I will walk into this room before I walk out. I will have a lead. I'm gonna walk into where it is, and he does that better than I do. So Rob, that's what you're good at. You've never met a stranger in your life. But are you all surprised to hear that open houses are his main source of leads? Does that surprise you all? It surprised me. I thought you would say you're dying.
I've had people call me to do an open house, and I'm like, yeah. Because I'm doing another one, or I can't. I don't post a lot. my bad for me, but I don't post like the closing picture with the key and all that stuff, you know, because I learned early in my career, my sphere is everybody's sphere, right? Michael and I, our sphere, it was the same sphere, so I was like, oh man. Dang, I gotta go find other people. So most of my people, I've never known them. So, I mean, I was at, what was the thing, Dump and Shred event. I was like, oh my God, all these people, I know all these people, right? But they're coming for Libby, they're coming for Karen, they're coming for other people and everything. It's all right.
So Karen, what is your favorite way to lead generate?
It's become an open house.
Wow.
And I had 4 closings last year from it. I've had my last 3 open houses, I had 32 people through one of them, 55 through the one before that, and then this past weekend I had 70. 70 people.
Are they your open houses though,
My
on your
open
listings?
houses.
Yeah.
Yeah, my open houses.
Because if you go on FMLS and just
But-
start looking at houses, you'll find one. You go look.
The people that house is, who referred to me, they had been working with another agent, and that agent lost a lot of houses for them. And I never solicited them, they were referred to me and reached out to me, and so it's a buy and a sell. For somebody that lives in my neighborhood that I've never done a real estate transaction. So, it's just keeping it's, what is it called, a contact sport, you gotta be out there.
It means you gotta wake up in the morning and think, I cannot leave until I get a contact. It means you have to do it, what it means that you do it. What is your favorite thing? Shelley, what's your favorite, if I leave somebody out, don't be mad at me. What's your favorite thing to do?
Open house. Open house in Mojo.
And with Mojo, what do you do?
And, I'm sorry, 3 things, so I'm gonna do top 3. Open house, past clients, and Mojo.
Okay. Who else would share? What's your favorite lead generation? In the IISA?
I was listening to Karen, you've always done open houses.
I have.
You've always
Yeah.
done open houses, that's always been consistent. When I heard you say you come in at 7:30, think about Todd Bannister when you first got into this.
Yes.
He was the first one in the office, he called expireds, he sat there until he was ready to walk out the door to meet a client to list home at any given time, right? I think it just made it easier when we have a dialer and we can call 3 instead of 1. Right? But all of the things that we did, dating myself 20 plus years ago to today, same stuff, right? But yeah, you've always been excellent at open houses. I think when Carolyn and I used to do open houses, we would do 2 on the same day. We'd be at this open house and then we'd see the same people 2, 3 hours later and they're like, wait, you were at the other open house. It's like, yeah, so you get to know a lot of people, you get to know the agents. As far as favorite lead generation, unfortunately, and I hate to say this, our team doesn't do tons of lead generation, but we're getting a little more. Everybody has their own comfort. Sure. Everybody has, not a lot of people love to go door knocking. I will tell you, I have been with Janice and we have door knocked neighborhoods before, back in 2018 and 2019. Whatever they're comfortable, whatever they'll actually do.
That's what you're going to do, so when I came back on the dark side to be selling and everything, you know, sometimes I'll make my calls from home, right? My wife comes down, she's like, after a while, she was like, is this gonna be a thing? I'm like, what? She goes, you know, I have my things in the morning that I do, you know, so that, and I'm like, am I in your space? She's like, well, you're paying for an office. I'm like, okay. Because I'm like, she's like, you're loud. I'm like, well, a lot of old people pick up the phone, right?
I heard this one, Mark. I think that for sure. Okay. Who else would share their favorite form of lead generation? Oh, yes, please.
Events,
Tell us about events.
making events easy on yourself. I have events I do every year for my neighborhood. I have events that I do for my clients. The next one I'm doing is a gelato event. I'm just gonna send everybody a coupon to come to gelato event with me. And also I go to events. I love socializing with people, I like getting out, so sometimes on purpose, I go like to an open house and then to somebody's birthday party. I don't remove my name tag. I've only been called out once at a baby shower. Did you come here for business or to? But I go to birthday parties, I go to school events. I just like to go, and when people, sometimes I do it purposely, but I have other people that know me introduce me, and sometimes they will just by accident say what I do. So, yeah, I just like to go to events, either it's church events, school event, a birthday party, other people's events that I'm invited to. I always also at closings, I always offer my clients to do, when they do a housewarming party, to please invite me, I'd like to bring something. So, and then naturally when they invite me, when they introduce me, they'll say who I am and what I do.
So events are a great thing, and I told you that most of my clients are people I never knew before. So I did a giveaway, right? 4 Braves tickets and everything, and you know, it was okay. I don't have as much engagement because these people I didn't know before were, we did the deal, and I'll get the next deal, but they're not like my buds, right? So for me, events aren't as good, right? So for others, events are huge. You just have to find out what works for you, then just do it. I heard.
Well, if you do the events, you'll be good at them, because you're good at them.
Right, but
Bless you.
You need to do them.
so
They're very good. I do them.
there's I saw this and I have it on my laptop and everything. It's, the Nike slogan, just do it. You know what the most important word in those 3 words is? No, just. Yeah, because you don't, if you're waiting for perfection, oh, I gotta have the perfect brochure, oh, I gotta have the perfect website, oh, I've gotta have the perfect email signature, and I could have spent all kinds of time designing, doing all this other. Just pick up, just do an open house. You don't even, I mean, there's great ways to do open houses, right, with the door knocking all around it and everything. That's awesome. Just do an open house. You don't have to be the best, because people will click with you that you click with, and they might not click with, the short fat guy from Jersey, right? It's okay.
Is Angela still here?
I'd like to piggyback on something Rob said. When you have a client on the phone too, shoot yourself in the foot if you do not follow through, right? So when you have somebody on the phone, or you're meeting somebody and you're like, hey, I'll do this, this, and this, if you do not do that, it's a problem. So make sure you're following through, whatever it is that you offer.
So I use a different system than Command. Right? I use Follow Up Boss. For years I had Salesforce, which for us was awesome because it was dedicated specifically to real estate. But Follow Up Boss for me just works better, and for all of my return calls and everything like that. So that's why I say I make an hour of hard lead gen, and then it doesn't mean I stop doing lead gen, right? Then I do my follow-up calls and everything. And if someone calls me, a deal's going crazy between 8 and 10:30, 11 o'clock, I don't pick up the phone. Because I want to get the next lead. And guess what? The rest of the day, that gets fixed. A lot of times, it's fixed before I call back. I'm there for the problems and to be Dr. Phil.
I promise you, if you'll go sit once in a week in Starbucks, have a cup of coffee, put your name tag on, you will pick up business.
100%. I'll go there and do these checks.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
That's what we talked to our group about yesterday, the Dr. Phil or whatever, we were just saying like, you're here to solve a problem, like triage it. What can I do to help? How can I solve it?
I think
The
that's
problem
my
with a bad
highest skill
conflict-
set in a deal,
Yeah.
is that.
Yeah.
I can take
Let's get
from
the story and figure out.
screaming, their hair's on fire and everything, like, hey, I used to be up late at night worrying about all that stuff, and for those who've been in the business a long time, that is the worst feeling, right? You take all that in and you think you get your gut hurt, and it's just not healthy. And then I figured out sooner or later that it's not my house. I don't have to make the thing. The seller's either gonna do it or the buyer's either gonna do it. I've given good advice. What would you like to do?
So where does your business come from? How do you lead generate?
I've got, probably a solid, consistent network of about 86 agents that I work with. Some of them are, you know, it kind of ebbs and flows. Some weeks is better, some weeks it isn't. But I try to stay as top of mind as possible, whether that be, you know, taking people out to lunch, or I prefer happy hours and dinners, just because you're not in the middle of the workday and it's, you know, coffee. People are worried about what they've got to do for the rest of the day. Same thing applies with lunch. So I try to be out and active as much as humanly possible.
He's not a phone guy though.
It kills me. I could never do what you guys do with lead prospecting and cold calling. That is just completely out of my realm of comfortability. I even walked into Rob's office like, maybe a month or so ago. I'm like, I'm freaking out. What do I need to do here? And within 2 minutes, I made my calls and everything went really well. But
I just made calls for, I was like, here, watch. He's
Yeah.
like, how do you do that? I'm like,
This is Hunter.
I was like,
I just try to take a much different approach to.
But you do have to regenerate though, right?
Say again.
You do have to regenerate that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, a lot of it comes from word of mouth as well. I don't really have to call a ton of new people. It's really just they spread my name around for the most part.
Whatever you're doing works. Your business is cool, right? Reed, do you do any type of regeneration?
Yeah, and it's, somebody in here last week said they hated to be salesy. Was it Cindy Contrusi? And that's what's hard for me, because I try to just phone call. I like to talk to people, and I actually do want to hear what's going on with them. And it makes me feel weird when it's somebody, hey, Reed, how's it going? I don't have anybody to send you right now. I'm like, oh, man. That does matter, but that's not the whole reason I called. I did just want to stay in touch and see what's going on with you. So I think over time, people start realizing that it's not some hard sales pitch. I just want to be, I know it sounds corny, but I just want to be a friend, and the business will come. And I think most people appreciate that. And I think they pick up on the fact people know when they're being sold, and I hate it. I don't know about y'all.
And how many believe that you have to always ask for business? Anybody? Anybody believe that? Because people say you ask for it, they won't think you need it.
it's social intelligence that'll allow you to know when
That's a good point.
to pounce and when not to.
Yeah.
Right? That's the skill set. Especially even on cold call. That's the skill set.
Anybody else want to share? Angela, you've been quiet this morning. What are you doing differently right now? Show my business.
I'm a lot like Hunter. I'm a social butterfly, and I just like to have fun and party. Go to concerts. Like I was at a Megan Thee Stallion concert this weekend, and we were in a suite with like 30 people, and just talking to people. I got
You had red hair this weekend.
I did.
Where'd it go?
That's all our secrets.
No, because I follow her and I'm just like.
That got canceled those 2 nights, didn't it?
It did. So we were Sunday, and I had an appointment Monday. So when I got there,
Canceled your appointment.
well, no, I talked to my clients about it, and they were like, "Oh my gosh, like you were at the concert. We saw you online, and like we're happy you're here." And I took off the lockbox from their list, and I was like, "All right, my lockbox needs a new home now." So like you said, like just kind of knowing like when to ask for the business. But I think like what Hunter said, it's just about having fun, because at the end of the day, people want to do business with who they like, know and trust. And I feel like the universe really rewards like your efforts. Like for you it's open houses, for you it's like open houses, making calls, for me it's like being out. So I think if we just show that we want to work, then it's going to come back to us. And
But-
it might not be the source we put out all the time.
How many months ago did you do your bold 100?
November?
November. She did a bold 100, and she stayed here till 8, 9 o'clock. Right? Her husband came and brought her dinner, right? She was determined to do it. So I'm not surprised seeing all her efforts being made.
Bold 100 is when you talk to 100 people in one day. 100 people in one day. And guys, if you do that, you will get business. It's like you'll get business, for sure. I've done it before, you always get business.
You're just showing that you want to work.
What'd you say?
I said, when you do stuff like that, you're just showing that you want to work, and so work comes to you.
Okay, Jalen, you had something?
Yeah, I was gonna agree with Magdalena. Something that I did, that one of my mentors early on gave me the idea to do was going to the housewarmings at closing, informing them, hey, I would love to come to your housewarming. There was a client of mine where I received them from a referral. They closed, they did a housewarming, and there's a movie, you may know it, it's called We Bought a Zoo. But they changed the flyer to We Bought a House. And so you can't see it, I'll show it to you, but they like put our heads on the movie flyer and sent it out to like all of their friends. And at the housewarming, you don't have to dive into those hard real estate top conversations because you're literally in the product. It's your like process completed and you're just there having fun, and this is the most trusted place because we're in their closed home. And I got another referral from that, and that was just being able to show up in the closed product. So I would say those housewarmings, taking a great gift, because you're naturally going to meet those spheres and those referrals right there, but it's in a very natural, low pressure way. And I'm an event person also, so that's something where I definitely agree with Magdalena, and I've received referrals just following up again and naturally meeting people's sphere at that housewarming.
It's my 40th year in real estate, and the ones that make it are the ones that I call hunters. If you go and hunt for business, you will do well. If you say, oh, but Jim, open houses don't work for me, or Jim, my phone calls don't work for me, okay, great, to do something else. But guys, the hunters that every day get up and go, you know, I will not stop, but you and I bet you're a hunter. I bet you are. But guys, and you guys won't stop until I get a lead. Guys, there are leads out there. I mean, there are leads out there, but if you will do something every single day to get that business, you will do business. And my goal is in this office, usually about 30% of most people's offices do business. Well, I don't like that number, so I want at least 50%, we're at 37%, like that, something like that. I want 50%. I want 50% of everybody in this office doing one piece of business. How do you have one more thing?
Yeah, I was gonna add one last thing. I'm a firm believer in reciprocation. So
It's what,
somebody-
sorry?
And reciprocation.
Okay.
So like the agents that use us, you know, whatever they need from us, it doesn't matter what it is, we try to say thank you as much as possible, whether that be, you know, taking the teams out or taking them out. You know, I think it was 5 or 6 years ago, we took people out skiing in Colorado. I mean, we had an amazing year with them. So we try to reciprocate as much as humanly possible, and be as kind as we can for getting the opportunity.
I love that. I'll tell you what I would not do, is take everybody out for lunch. You know why? You'll go broke. All right, anybody else want to share? Anybody else want to share? Rob, anything else you want to close with?
I would just say, bottom line is, everybody in here over the last few years heard me up here. And I don't think I've said anything, I don't think I've done anything different than I tried to implore you guys to do. Nothing different. I'm not some superstar, you know, I have a goal to do 20 to 24 deals this year, right? I'll probably hit it, I will hit it, but it's not just one thing, but the one thing that is constant is I do something every single day. Every day. Whether I'm at a gas station, you know, it doesn't matter. I am gonna have real conversations. I don't say, hey, I'm Rob Prince, I'm a realtor, how are you, right? No, I'm talking, they might have a Tennessee shirt on. I'm like, man, I wanna take you to get used to that orange, right? You know? But whatever, it just starts a conversation. That's it. So whether it's on the phone or anything else, but I go to work every day.
So she show up.
You know, if you answer your phone, return your voicemail, right? And just be available. That's like 50%.
Showing up.
I can't tell you how many times I'll call other agents and everything, and they're ghosts. Well, if they're ghosting me, that could give them business, I love it. I'm just like, I'm gonna eat your lunch. Yes?
Can I add to that? I've noticed, okay, so I am newer, but I've noticed like when I call agents, like schedule like a showing or something, and I'll text them and I'm like, hey, name, whatever your name is, and then I'm like, I'm Monty with KW Atlanta, just we're interested in a potential property, yada, yada, yada. And then I ask a few questions, and then they respond back, no hi, nothing, like just blah, 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 and that's it. And all the conversations very short, simple, like no manners, like.
So I'll add one thing to that.
Did she finish her question? Did she finish your question? All right.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, good, great, cool. Rob, I'll keep you accountable.
I spend a ton of time when I'm getting into a deal, wooing the other agent. And I get more things done for my clients because I'm telling the other agent how great they are. Oh, man, I pulled up your number, you are doing awesome and everything, they done 3 deals, right? You know, but I make them feel like $1 million. Hey, how are we gonna get this done together? And I tell everyone, I am one of those agents, I believe wholeheartedly in co-op. Right? That's where that teamwork comes in. And they buy in, and it does make it easier. Too many people are trying to fight with the other side. I use deck all the time because every deck out there has an issue, right? You know, so they either like the house, the deck was there when we saw it, right? Oh, now you don't like, oh, because you found out this or that. Well, they had a birthday party on last week. It's, you know, we'll figure it out. Do you want the house?
Anybody else wanna share something that they're doing? Mike, anybody, wanna share? You don't wanna share? Yes,
Can I
Magdalena?
ask and share something that it's hard for me to do, so maybe you have some guidance, I know you've been in business longer than me, but I have a lot of people, and this could be a conversation starter about people's equity. Everybody's getting their tax assessments right now. What do you advise your clients to do? Because I really have not done anything as far as my own property myself, so I'd like to hear from those of you who are having those conversations. How do you lead your clients what to do? Go ahead, Rob.
That's an easy one for me. Hey, you got tax assessments to come out. By the way, are you gonna trust the government to come up with the value of your house? Why don't we get a good value for you? Are you interested in that? Yeah. There you go, now the conversation started.
Yes, ma'am, Susan.
I say congratulations, that means your house is worth more, or it's, appreciated. And of course, sometimes it makes them a little grumpy, but then I tell them, would you like to know how much your home is worth? And because a lot of times they are saying their house is, I forget, so the market value that the tax assessor thinks your house is worth, they think is incorrect. So a lot of times it just gets the conversation started about equity analysis, or, do they wanna, mediate with the county, things like that, but it's definitely a conversation starter. But it does mean that their home went up in value.
It's Right?
Yeah. I think it's an opportunity too to show your value like in your neighborhood. So if you want to do the work, like I'm doing it for my neighborhood, I sold the last house in our neighborhood, so I mean, you offer value to them and the next time they have a real estate question, you're provided value, I'm doing it for nothing. I'm doing it for my own house right down the street, right? So it makes you top of mind, but it also shows that, hey, you know what you're talking about, that
You care.
you care and you're providing value to them, and you can be their expert.
Guys, yes, sir, Jay.
To go along with what Rob said about never meeting a stranger, like put yourself out there, and something that has helped me out is using a digital business card, because when you just pass your business card to somebody, that's one way, but with Popl and Blink, there are other sources that are out there. You're able to retrieve those people's information also, so it makes it a two-way street. You're able to track whose information and where you met them at and put notes. And so that way, they're not just getting your information, you're able to get their information also when you are out there just naturally prospecting.
Guys, which is worse, doing a bad job at open house, or not doing the open house at all?
Bad job.
Huh?
A bad job.
I would disagree, I would say not showing up is worse.
Oh, I thought you meant,
No, not doing it at all. Showing up is worse. If you make phone calls and you struggle with what to say, is it better to make phone calls and struggle, or not make phone calls at all?
Make the calls.
That's the
Make
just.
phone calls.
That's the just.
Guys, because even if you do a bad job of it, or not a good job, as somebody else might do, you're still doing the work. And the more you do it, then guess what? You'll get better. Okay, guys, anything else? We need to pass level. Can we give Rob a hand? How many years, not one office within Prime District, this one right now, that has the community leaders. Thank you for showing up. JO team, well, thank you guys. Thank you all for coming. And thank you all